Yeah, we are laying up to stuff. Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Backdraft, and welcome to episode 9 of my Minecraft survival series. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and we are over at my mega base build that we've made some major progress on in the last episode. And I'm over here because I just wanted to show you guys a couple ideas I had for adding some windows to this building. So I do have inspiration for this building, which I could eventually show you guys, but I want the final build to be a bit of a surprise for everybody that's been tuning in. So we're gonna put a bunch of windows on this on the exterior, and of course you're gonna be able to see outside of those windows from the inside once we're done. But there's gonna be quite a few, and I think most of them on the front are gonna be 4x4, and then there's gonna be windows along the sides. I think that those are 4x2, but I just want to show you guys exactly what I'm thinking for these windows. So I mentioned black stained glass a while ago, and I think we're going to end up using the black stained glass simply because most of the build is either gray or really, light wood and white colored blocks. And I think having the black stained glass kind of gives it a bit of a pop. So we'll see in a second. So we're looking at using these stone brick stairs as well to give a little bit of accent to the kind of the window sills or whatever you want to call them. I'm gonna need to put a couple more scaffolds to get up there to place down the final, but we're gonna kind of mix it up to add a little bit more randomness to it. So we're gonna kind of put the stairs like this. Actually, I think I have this backwards. I think I want these stairs in the outside to be upward facing, and then the stairs in the middle to be lower facing like that. So let's pop back up here. And we'll have the two middle ones facing down and the two outer ones facing up. Like that. Yeah, I think it adds a little bit of character to it. And the same deal for the bottom part. So we're going to have the stairs like that to add the windowsills to it. And then to kind of add the illusion of shaders, or whatever you want to call them, shutters, we're going to use these birch trap doors. So there's going to be quite a few of these for each window, but that's okay because we have quite a bit of birch wood. So that's one side, and then we'll finish up this other side over here. So we're going to need 12 for this window. Some of them will need 4. Not every window is going to be exactly the same. We're going to mix it up. But that is the idea that I'm thinking for the window. Let me know what you guys think. I think this looks pretty cool. We might actually want to reverse the windowsills. Let's actually see how that looks. So that, but by reverse, I mean the bottom, the orientation of the stairs is reversed. So the middle two are upward facing and the bottom two are downward facing. I think that that's actually pretty sweet. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, we're gonna be decorating the entire outside of the build using these style windows. But we're going to take a step away from this mega base because there is something that I have been putting off for a bit, and we're going to hopefully get that done this episode. It has been a bit since we've taken a look at the old to-do list, and if you haven't been paying attention to the to-do list that I made a bunch of episodes ago, not that you would have been able to because Backdraft, you never came back over to it. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, items 1 through 7 are pretty much completely done. So we found a village, we built the chicken farm, we built the villager breeder, we built an iron farm, we built the villager trading post. We're working on the plantation. That's obviously not done, but we're working on it. And we have all the mending tools that we will ever need. The next item is the gold. Well, that doesn't really work. There I go. The next item is the gold farm. So yes, we are going to build a gold farm in the nether, not an overworld gold farm, a gold farm in the nether. And this is going to be my quote unquote first big farm build of the series. It is going to be a extremely fast gold farm, and it's going to double as an extremely fast XP farm. This is a design that I found that a few other YouTubers have used, and it works like crazy. I've been using my spider XP farm, and it works really well, but it takes a long time to get all my tools mended. And as you can see, my shovel is kind of on its last leg here, and I want to get that fixed up. And I want to be able to put mending on all my armor as well. I haven't done that simply because, the armor really doesn't deteriorate as quickly as the other tools. But yeah, so that's going to be the goal for this episode. But the very first thing that we're going to need to do is something that I personally have never done before, and it kind of gets me a little nervous, and that is get on top of the nether. Over here inside of the base, I have built another nether portal, and this portal is the one that we're going to link to the roof of the nether. I'm going to go up under the roof of the nether. I'm going to build a portal up there, and we're going to link up this one to it. Now, the only problem with that is it means we're going to have to remove the portal in the nether that we've already established over there, the one that the portal we have over there is linked up to, because I can't get a portal this low to the ground in the overworld that will link to a portal above the nether roof, because I've done some testing in a creative world with this seed, and every portal I try to build over here won't link to the nether roof. It'll link to the portal that we've already established. So we're going to have to remove that, and that means we are no longer going to be able to access our nether highway until we break bedrock. Yes, if you're not aware, you can actually break the bedrock on the roof of the nether. We're gonna have to go ahead and do that if we want to get back down to our nether highway. So that's going to be the plan. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can get on the roof of the nether now. This is kind of scary, but we're gonna tough through it. All right, no turning back now. We're over in the nether, and I've already taken a couple preliminary steps. I've already dug all the way up to the nether ceiling and marked out a spot where I'm going to be attempting to get on top of the roof. And I built this ladder all the way up there. And the next thing we're going to have to do is break our portal right here, because we do not want to link back to this portal once we build the portal on the roof of the nether. And I forgot how long it takes to break obsidian with a basic diamond pick. I didn't want to take anything valuable into the nether other than my armor. My armor, I can, I'm fine with that. Okay, so we're going to go all the way back up to the spot that I have designated, and we're going to be using the minecart method for getting on top of the nether. The ender pearl method I know is a lot easier, but I really only have 2 ender pearls right now, and I want to save those for building ender chests. So once we get up to the top, I'm going to show you guys the spot that we're going to attempt. And it is right here. So as you can see, if I look at this block right here, it says that is looking at block -4, 127, -26. So the block that we're going to attempt to break in the future, which that's going to be a big process, but is going to be this block right here, so that we can put the ladder down and then just go back down into the nether whenever we need to. So the very first step is to place a rail right underneath that block. Then we're going to want to place a minecart on that rail. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get into that minecart. We're going to obviously take a little bit of damage. Then we're going to come out of the minecart really quickly and try to place a rail on the roof of the nether. Then we're going to do it again and try to place a minecart on that rail. And then finally do it a third time and try to come out of this minecart and into the minecart on top of the ceiling. It's kind of a lengthy process, but let's give it a couple shots and see what we can do. Okay, it's kind of annoying. Like, you kind of got to look downwards a little bit. There we go. Okay, we got the rail down. So now I'll take my minecart and we'll go into the block. We'll come out. We'll try to place that. See, we're trying to place, and that was an accident. We're trying to place the minecart down on the rail that we were able to place on the roof. So let me give this a couple shots, and we'll see if we can get this done. Looks like I was finally able to get the rail and the minecart placed on the roof. So now all we have to do is see if we can glitch ourselves into the minecart on top of the nether. All right, so you can see, if you saw that split second there, you can see that the minecart is indeed on top of the roof. This might take a few tries. It took me quite a while to get that on top of the nether. And there you have it. Finally, we made it into the minecart on the roof, and we are now successfully on top of the nether. Thankfully, I've brought obsidian and flint and steel so we can build a portal and get back to the overworld. Thank God we were successfully able to make it back to the overworld. So the last thing to test is just make sure that this portal takes us back to the roof of the nether. And yes, I love it when things work. So we are now in a void world. No, I'm just kidding. We are actually way, way, way high above the roof of the nether at Y level 246. And this is where we are going to build the epic gold / XP farm. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this build. It's probably going to take several hours to complete. I'm going to link a video in the description actually, which is the tutorial explaining fully how to build this farm. But it's going to be epic. It's hopefully going to give me everything I need in terms of gold and in terms of XP per hour. But anyway, I will keep you guys posted on the progress. So we have the 4 wings of the platform completely done. So here is the dealio with this. So it's basically going to be a circle all the way around. There's going to be 3 layers to it. And where we stand is right here in the middle so that we optimize the effective area that mobs can spawn in. So mobs will be able to spawn in the rings that we build along the edges out there. And as you can see, it's already working. There's already pigmen spawning like crazy on this thing. And I'm trying really hard not to run into them or smack them. A couple of them got into the middle here and I had to push them out because I do not want them in my space. So as you can see, if you haven't noticed, I built an ender chest. I also have one in the overworld so that I can safely transport items between this site and overworld without having to carry them back and forth 200 and bajillion blocks above the surface of the nether. So the idea here is we're going to continue on and build the first circular platform. That's going to take a little while, and then honestly, you can start using the farm at that point, but it won't be as efficient and effective because the whole point is to have pigmen along the outside that you fit with name tags so that they will never despawn and so that they will keep aggroing all the other pigmen that keep spawning, and you can just stand here forever and not have to do a thing. That is the whole point of having this farm. It is somewhat AFK. Of course, you kind of have to pay attention here and there to make sure that nothing's going wrong with it, and as you can see, it does allow for endermen to spawn, which isn't a big deal. I really don't know what much we can do about that. I mean, once we have the outside layers in place, endermen will not be able to spawn there because it will only be too high. So the only areas that the endermen will be able to spawn in would be these wings or whatever you want to call them. And there's also a magma out there, but we're not too worried about that either. Anyway, we're going to press on. First layer is now all set, and as you can see, the pigmen are spawning like crazy already. I've actually aggroed them a couple times already just to make sure that it works, and I'll show you guys real quick. Let's see. All right, they're all aggroed, and I'll just chill right here. I obviously don't have the system set up yet that's going to collect the items, but just watch how quickly the XP fills up. Like my mending tool, I'll have to fix it so it's not so loud. It's incredibly loud. Oh my god. But anyway, yeah, I just chill here and look at that. I've already got almost 5 levels past level 30. They do get stuck a little bit up there, but I'm not too worried about that. Most of them do. They will eventually find their way down into the area where they will take the damage. But anyway, so there are 2 more platforms for a total of 3 rings around this whole thing, and then a roof, which we're just going to half slab so that nothing can spawn up there. Then we have to put iron golems. The iron golems will actually attract magmas and regular zombies that could potentially spawn up here, and they'll get attracted to the iron golems and just fall into the void. So you see we have a magma there. They'll eventually get attracted to iron golems that we have in the little nooks here between the arms. And then after that, we just have to get some zombie pigmen along the edges, name them so that they will be there forever, and aggro any new zombies that end up spawning. Another thing is I have noticed that a lot of ghasts are spawning, so I brought my bow. But yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's too much I can do about that right now. Once we have the platforms complete, it'll only be too high, so ghast won't be able to spawn in there. Plus endermen too. Quite a few endermen have been spawning up here. But anyway, we're going to finish up with the last few layers, and I think we're actually going to do this in a time lapse, so I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the build. sure hope that you guys enjoyed that time lapse. So here we are on the finished product, minus the mobs that we need to get into place. So as you can see, I used orange terracotta. It took me quite a while to mine all that out of the Badlands biomes that are not too far away from my base. And we also used just cobblestone slabs. I wasn't going to do anything crazy there. I didn't want to really get smooth stone or anything like that because I was spending a lot of time getting the orange terracotta. So this is the finished product for the most part. The last thing we need to do is we need to get 12 zombie pigmen on these slabs like these two are right here, and then we need to name them. So here we have Roderick. Don't ask me how I come up with these names. And we have Percy. So we need to get 10 more of these guys in place around the perimeter of the first platform, and then we need to get 8 iron golems in place in the centers here of each of these areas, so that if we get mobs like magma cubes or regular zombies or chicken jockeys, actually no, chicken jockeys aren't attracted to iron golems, but for the magma cubes and the regular zombies that spawn in this area, they will be attracted to the iron golems and just jump off the ledge and fall to their death. The magma cubes will jump, and the zombies will eventually pathfind over to these trap doors and fall right down to their death trying to get to the iron golems. So it's gonna be quite a tedious process getting all of these mobs in place. Let's just I'm just kind of run you through one of them. I'm gonna go over here because this one's a little easier than doing the ones in the center. So we come out to this little area here, and we're putting them on the lower slab simply because we don't want to even allow for the possibility of any other mobs to be able to spawn on these. So basically I just build the platform out, extend it out that way. I've got a name tag ready, and I just push and push and push until one of them make it on to the end platform. So this is probably how I'm going to be spending the next couple hours. Which one of you is Patricia? Is it you? Get on the platform, Patricia. Come on. Come on. Seriously. Thank you for your services, Patricia. Enjoy your life on half slab above the ceiling of the nether. We finally had our first splat. We've been at this for hours, and I never fell a single time until this. We're finally done! Yes! Many hours later, and the build is finally complete and ready to use. Not that I haven't used it yet. I have tested it out a couple times, and it works fantastically, but let me show you everything that we've got going on. So we got all 3 layers complete. We've got the roof up top, which is just half slabs to make sure nothing else can spawn up there. We got a couple big men stepping into their death by suffocation. So we have 4 iron golems in place. So we are about 98% done, but I just don't feel like working on this build anymore. We do technically need another layer of iron golems above the ones that we already have to ensure that any magma cubes or zombies that spawn on the 3rd layer will be able to pathfind down to an iron golem and jump down to their death. But anyway, I've got some anvils here. I got a crafting bench, and I have a chest here, which is almost filled up completely with snowballs, because we can use those snowballs to aggro the zombie pigmen if we wanted to, or we could just jump up here and punch one of them in the face. So let me show you what we got going on underneath. Down here. So I made this disgusting, ugly little platform. I'm not going to bother prettying it up because we're not really going to be spending too much time here. It's just to collect all the items. But anyway, we've got a simple item sorter here, which is sorting out all the gold nuggets, and the rotten flesh. You're probably asking, well, Backdraft, why do you want the rotten flesh? Well, that is because we have a villager trader, and we can get clerics and trade the rotten flesh for emeralds. So eventually we'll do that. So we're just collecting these 3 items, and the swords, and if there ever is anything else that comes out of this, are going to go into a dropper and then be shot into lava, which is housed right over there. So coming back up, let's go up here real quick. We have, we also have these slabs along here, so that the zombie pigmen, once they get into this little area, are not pushing each other off the edge, and so that they don't jump down into the collection area down there. I also had to remove the trapdoors right here because it overlaps with the collection area down there. So I don't want, obviously I don't want any pigmen going down there. I did my best to spawn proof everything as well. So these slabs here are to prevent gas from spawning. And of course, gas are too big to spawn on the platforms above there. I also added trap doors right there so that the pigmen on the 3rd level are a little more motivated to jump down and get at me. So story time. I fell to my death several times off camera doing this, and it wasn't because I was careless while I was building. It was because I accidentally built an iron golem that was able to get over to this area. I didn't remove the platform before I spawned to the golem, and the golem went straight for the pigmen, aggroed the pigmen. The pigmen killed the poor golem and then beeline straight for me. I panicked, mined this out, and the pigmen all came into this area and remained aggro for about 2 hours. And I lost my silk touch pickaxe. Boo-hoo. But, we live and we learn, I guess. But yeah, it took a while for me to smack all the pigmen out of here, and then eventually I just waited around and they de-aggroed. I don't know if the timer, I heard that there was a timer in the game code that prevents the pigmen from de-aggroing and that it's never used or whatever, but apparently, I don't know, they do de-aggro eventually, thank the Lord. But yeah, I think that's about it. And what better way to end the episode than to show you guys that this thing is working like a charm. So let's get some pigmen aggroed. And they are going to stay aggro for quite a while, but that's fine. Everything should be in place and we should be good to go. So bam, and there you go. So as you see, they all come running towards me. They got no way of getting to me. I don't think I have any. I already recharged all of my items, so if I just stand here, there you go. They all fall into place. Sorry if it's extremely loud. We'll back up a bit so we're not picking up any of those items. And as you can see, it works like crazy. We are getting XP off the yin-yang. We already are up to level 26. We started at level 21. And if you sit here for maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, you'll be at like 40, 50 levels. I was there in no time, and recharge all your mending items super quickly. But anyway, ladies and gents, that is about all the time I have for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked it, please do not hesitate to leave a like. And if you are looking forward to future episodes, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications. I will appreciate it immensely. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys again.
Yeah, we are in the midst of, yeah, yeah, yeah.